Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to be working on this 07 Mazda 6. And we're going to be installing quite a few parts that we stock at 1aauto.com. If any of these parts or any other parts you need, come on over to 1aauto.com, click on the link. We're going to be removing the front bumper, which also involves disconnecting electrical connectors for the marker assembly. First practice on anything you're dealing with electrical in the car is to disconnect the negative cable. And in that way, I just take a 10mm wrench. For this model, it's a 10mm bolt on it. I take that negative and I set it aside. I don't want it to touch anything. I'm going to cover up that positive. It should have been covered. So now we're pretty much safe to disconnect anything electrical and not cause any surging going back. We're going to start by removing these two upper screws on each side. It's a Phillips. One is metal, and the other one's a plastic body clip. And it still has a Phillips drive on it. I find the best way to do these is like let the weight of the screwdriver. If you push down like that, you're never gonna see how it skips itself. So just pop it up. You can use a body tool or you can use your fingers to lift it up. And do the same two on the other side. Plastic likes to break easy, so gentle. Once these four top screws are taken out, you're going to need to raise and support the vehicle. I have a 2-post lift, so I'm going to raise mine up to go to the undercarriage. You at home can jack it up and put jack stands underneath on a nice secure spot. Once you've raised the vehicle and supported it, we're going to remove these 4 little bolts, screws, and it's an 8mm head for the socket. There's 4 on each side, and then there's going to be 2 bolts in the middle that are a 10mm head socket. This one, the clip is broken on it, the plastic is broken off, so obviously I can't show you removing that one. So I'm going to move over to the passenger side, take the same 4 off on this side. Alright, so now I'm going to switch over to a 10mm socket so I can get the 2 center bolts. Once these 2 bolts are down, we have to lower the vehicle to midway, so you're going to have to get in the fender well to remove the inner fender well bolts. So those 2 are out of the way. We're going to bring your vehicle down. So once I've got the vehicle to a comfortable height, I can remove these 2 plastic body clips, and they're Phillips head on them. So, and these are you gotta gently unscrew the plastic and hold, you might have to hold the base. It spins sometimes, so just use your finger to put pressure on it. And it's a plastic clip, so this top one's the same exact way. See how the whole thing spins, so I have to hold it, the outer edge, and just slightly unscrew. If it doesn't work, don't get discouraged, because we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to pry it out, just like this one is not cooperating. So because it didn't want to work with me, I got a little pocket screwdriver, and I'm going to wedge it in here. You can try a trim tool. Sometimes the road dirt gets in there and it jams the threads up. Let's see if I can get it to come out just a smidge. No. We're just going to use this enough. Now we get enough of this pulled out. We can get our body tool, pry it in there. Once the fender well is out of the way, there is one more mounting bolt up in here we have to disconnect. So now you're going to have to undo this last little screw in here, it's a Phillips head on it. And let's hope the weather treated us kindly. And it will come right out. Now we have to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to remove those 2 clips and that 1 Phillips head screw. So now that we've removed all our mounting bolts on both fender wells, top and bottom, right in here is a nice little couple of clips. And we need to grab that bumper and just hold it securely because it might fall out. I'm just going to pop that side out of there. We're going to go over to the passenger side and do the same. Now we have marker lights that are still attached. So when I go to lift this off, we know that we have a harness that's still attached. So luckily it's working with me. If you want to see the marker light assembly, it's right there. So I'm just going to pinch the tab. If I can see it. In this case I can't. So I'm going to just turn it out. And let that lamp sit. Hold on. Move my way to the other side, holding onto the bumper. And I'm going to remove this marker lamp the same way. Let's see what else we have in here. So we have a crash sensor. So I just connected the factory harness to where a fog lamp would be. This car is wired for fog lights but doesn't have them. So they just put this grill in and clip that in so that dirt and grime doesn't get into it. So in the future, if you wish to install fog lights, you can. So now with the bumper disconnected, I'm ready to remove it and walk away. So the mounting bracket for the horn assembly is a 12mm socket. Just pull up. On this horn assembly, you have a high horn and a low horn. It gives the proper mixture of tone. To remove the electrical connectors, you're going to pinch on this inner tab and pull. You have to wiggle it because as you can see, the weather gets to them. They get a little rust behind them. There you have your horn assembly. So now with my horn assembly down, I can take a 10mm socket and loosen up the mounting nut for this horn on the bracket. And you would just simply unscrew it and reassemble it. We do sell horns for this vehicle on 1aauto.com. So click on the link below and check out the items we have for this car and many others. So once I've reassembled the horn onto the bracket, it's a keynote to keep an eye on the way that you have your horn angled. So the entrance to the horn, how the sound comes out, you don't want to mount it like this, and you don't want to mount it like that. All your water and dirt and debris will go in there and the horn will be obsolete. So a nice downward position in the way they have it angled at a slight angle. That it keeps any water that does get up in there, it drains right out. And that would be the way you want to assemble that. So now to reinstall it in the car, it's reverse procedure. I'm going to connect the horn buttons. You see there's a mounting notch. I'm going to put that hook right in there. Put my bolt back in. Now I can tighten that down. Snug it up and remount my washer tank. 2 bolts and a nut. 10mm socket. I get on this side and I line up the actual stud that the nut goes on. Place the nut on. Now once you have the washer tank mounted and the horns are plugged in, I would reconnect the negative cable to the battery and check the horns out, make sure they're working properly before you replace the bumper. Let's install the front bumper. We start by picking it up and lining up the center. Try not to scratch the body. Just pick it up. You see the pins where it goes. Then we can go to the side. You want to put it on top of the lip there. Get it right in. Push it in. Follow yourself around to the other side. Do the same thing. I'm going to put my body clip in on one side, then the other. So if you need to put a small screwdriver in there to help line up the other hole, this is what I would do, just to push that body piece over. Maybe we're going to put the bolt in first. See how it won't line up over there? It's not uncommon for once you've taken a body piece apart, for it not to line up 100% until you get it in there. So I'm gonna grab the mounting screw, see if I can force it in there. Now it seems like I have more of a chance of exposing this down there. There we go. Tighten this up. Move to my other side, put this one in. This is where I'm going to raise up the vehicle and start putting my fender well back together. We're going to put the two screws that go up into the metal, sheet metal into the body. Now I'm going to put my sheet metal screw with the Phillips head back up on the end of the bumper flare here. I'm going to repeat the process on the other side before I put the plastic pins in. Before I snug it up, I just want to make sure that that body's not sticking out or in too far. I like to try to get it to line up just right. Now I'm going to move to the other side. I'm just going to pay attention to that body trim again, the bumper where it meets the fender. Okay. Now I'm going to start installing my plastic clips on the inside fender flare on both sides. Now I'm going to raise the vehicle all the way up. Before I attach the under the bumper splash shield, I'm reconnecting my connectors. This is the fog light connector to the fake fog lens cover. And then both markers. I'm going to reattach both markers up on top, one there on the driver's side, and then one on the passenger side. So now I can attach, once I've attached my electrical connectors on the marker lenses, I put up the driver's side splash shield and put my little screws in with my 8mm head socket. There's 4 on each side, passenger side and then driver's side. And then I have the 2 center bolts. Now I'm going to do the same on the passenger side. Now we have 2 in the center. That's it. And we will be done installing the front bumper. These are the 10mm head bolts. They have a spacer on them because they pick up the gap for the front thickness of the bumper. At one time this car had a splash shield on it. It seems to be missing. So that would also pick up the gap of the plastic that is supposed to go here. And that is it. We are done. Check your lights. Make sure they operate properly before you head down the road.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.